Hello to you all today. So I'm bringing you over for a walk today. We're starting off at Longman Inn and we are going to see a beautiful hillside chalk figure carved into the grass on a hill. This is in East Sussex, this little beautiful village. It's a very ancient village with lots of old houses and history. We're just going to walk up through what is called in England Chocolate Box Picture Village. So it is a Friday morning, so it should be pretty quiet here. And I come up here once every 6 weeks with my Druid Grove to the Longman, and we have an open ritual at his feet. Let's do the pavement way. Oh. That pavement doesn't lead anywhere. We'll go back onto the road. So it's a beautiful late summer's day. It is, I think it's the 30th or the 31st of August. So we're in winter, starting winter rather, starting autumn. And just look at this beautiful thatched cottage. It has a little gully so that the water runoff from the hills can be channeled down. Pond cottage. Look at that beautiful thatch roof. And it is so old that the building is leaning. And I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. I have not been to see the giant since before COVID, because I haven't been to Ritual for a few years now. I went past it on the train the other day and I thought I must go and see my friend the giant and show all of my lovely YouTube followers what he looks like and tell you a bit about him. And here we have the old quintessential British telephone box. There is still a phone in it, but I don't know if anyone ever uses them now. More lovely old buildings. It's a nice little sleepy village. They've all still got their old names. There's the old inn-house there. And look at this lovely little place. I would love to live somewhere like this with a cottage garden. I need a gardener. Maybe I should move over. Holly Tree Cottage. beautiful, beautiful places. Stable cottage. And lots of horse poo on the roads. We really are in the country now. The old barn, which has been converted into a house. And look at these beautiful little cottages here. Very idyllic. And another thatched one, the Chantry. I can't see if there's any dates on these, but I'm guessing we're talking maybe 1700. Milton, and here's a nice Georgian property, so this is definitely 1700s, 1800s. The Priory place, this might even be where the priest lives. Ah no, this is where the priest lives, the vicarage. Next to the church, and we are going to go and visit the churchyard because there is a very special ancient tree there, a yew tree, the tree of the Ovati level, the healer level in Druidry. Yeah. She's talking on her phone. What a beautiful horse. Nice blanket clip, I think.
I think you've got bits and pieces to do. They'll only actually have probably a month with nothing to do. Morning.
Morning. And that's the nice thing about the countryside. In England, when you're walking in rural areas like we are now, everybody says hello. It's not like a city or my town where I live. Right, so here we are at St. Mary and St. Peter's Church. Open the gate. Go and see a very special tree. And here it is, wise old yew, so old that it is propped up. Has its berries on. Would you believe it? Now I think personally that this tree is maybe 1,000 years old. Ew. Ew. And if we go a little bit closer, you can see chains lashing it together, holding it together. There's even iron pins. I've never noticed that before. There's an iron pin. So I'm just moving so you can see. Yeah, it's an iron pin. But look at this gnarled red bark with all the spiders' webs. Beautiful, beautiful bark. Ah, so there's a little sign here. Ah, even older, approximately 1,600 years old. And the last lot of props were put in 2019. And we did used to climb up here when I was a lot younger. It has one huge trunk. Come back down and I'll show you the other trunk. If we turn a little bit, there's the other trunk. So this is the distant healing tree. This stretches back, because it is so old, it stretches back down your family timelines. It holds the energy on the land where we live. And I'm just going to turn around now. I'm going to go into the church in a little bit, because I've never been in there. So, the shape of that steeple, I think, is Saxon, which makes this very old. We're talking 900 AD, something like that. And I should think, yes, this is a round churchyard. So you can tell if it's an ancient site by it being a round, circular churchyard. Because that is how these priories, nunneries and convents and monasteries worked. They bought the land in a circular fashion and then sold parcels of it off each time they needed money. So let's go and have a look inside. So this would be the church of my family's denomination. So this would be Church of England, I do believe. Oh, it is closed in preparation for an exhibition. Never mind. Never mind. So again, I don't get to see the church. Here's the tree from a different angle. And I'll come and say hello on the way back. Now we'll go to the Longman. So you can imagine them getting together in this little grove. The ancient pagans before even the Druids. Because don't forget, modern Druidry only harks back 300 years. It is still older than the whole of the United States of America, but it is modern Druidry that we practice today. And of course that is on a church ethos, because that is all we know in our time. So now we're going to head towards the Downs. And the Downs are a group of hills that stretch 65 miles along the south coast of England. I live about an hour and a half away and I have the Downs where I am. So here we are, Wilmington Priory. So this is ancient. There's the church steeple. So the monastery would have been here. And I think there are some more ruins just a little further up. I've been harvesting corn. Actually, that field might still be there. So the Priory barn, Priory cottage, Priory well. Hello. And there are some ruins over there. Private. Thank you very much. I've just been permission to wander in, just take a little pictures. That is lovely, what a nice lady. So a converted barn, so somebody lives there now, and look at this. Wow. So that to me looks Tudor, so I would say 1500 because of the shape of the turrets and the windows, and that is all that's left. And there are doves on the top. It's a cyclist. Thank you. And now we're going to pass something that I absolutely love. Wilmington Village Pound, previously used for securing stray animals, restored in 1980. So if your horse or your sheep went for a wander, someone would find it and put it in this little enclosure. Very overgrown, but it is walled. So now there's a lot, oh, and there's the Longman, our first glimpse of him. Can you see him up on the hill? The Giant of Wilmington. Morning. Lovely day for a ride. There's our giant. So we are going to go and sit at the Longman's feet. And here's another old part of the Priory, which is now a picnic area where on windy and rainy days the Druids meet in there if we don't want to trek up to the Longman, but it's a beautiful day. Time is on our side. Let us go. And whoa, I'm getting tingles of excitement. I have missed you, Longman. I have not seen you. For a long while. Okay, let's walk along the side of this harvested field and follow the path up to his feet. So let's take a couple of breaths in. Let's ground now. Start a little meditation, a walking meditation. So take a couple of breaths in now. And as you walk with me, with each step, I'm grounding us in. inviting protection from our guides, from our angels, from the spirits of the landscape, as we make our pilgrimage to the giant of Wilmington, the Longman, or the Wilmington Man. He's known by many names. Taking those breaths in, connecting with the beautiful land, the ivy, the gort, the brambles, the muin, the elder that we walk past here. And we have some little blackberries up there, but I'm not going to reach them, they're a little bit far. And there's stingers everywhere, stinging nettles. We have wild clematis here, reaching over the fencing. And I just want to show you something. The ivy is setting its flowers. If you see ivy like this in your garden at this time of year, do not cut it yet, because this will flower and it is a late source of nectar for the insects. It sort of flowers at the end of October, November, just giving them enough food to last the winter. Now the path is going to snake up towards our friend. So I have got you on a selfie stick here, so forgive the wobbling around. I'm walking on very uneven ground. There we go, here's the clematis. When this goes really sort of white and fuzzy, we call this old man's beard. Oh, now there he is. Okay, so we are unsure of the origins of this man, this giant. He would have been cut out of turf to reveal the white chalk underneath, which creates these hills. But nowadays bricks have been placed there, and I sponsor one of those bricks and people come up and paint. They reiterate the white of the giant. So my Druid friends came up last year and they did a lot of painting. I couldn't come because of work. It was a very hot day, so we thank our Druid friends from the Gorset Grove for making him shine again. Now on the top, above the Longman, you can see two bumps. Those are tumuli of the chieftains. I would think they are Bronze Age, possibly even Neolithic. We are unsure of the Longman's origins. No one really knows who made him or why he is here. He is 240 foot tall. He is the largest representation of a human in the Eastern Hemisphere, or is it the Western Hemisphere? One of the two. Some people believe he is Baldur, the god Baldur, Woden, who is the Saxon derivative of Odin. I call him Woden. And some think he might have even had a Viking helmet on. But we're not sure essentially. The first sort of notes on him and research was done, I think 1930, and I think we have documents stretching back 1856, something like that. So we're talking same time as American Civil War. And sometimes there are crop circles in these fields. I have been here and there has been a crop circle before. We're not going to walk right up to the top because I've walked an hour and a half to get here after an hour and a half train journey. We're going to go to the little amphitheatre, the platform below his feet. Morning. Well, they're not local because they didn't say hello. I had to initiate it. So I have walked up this path, slipping and sliding in mud, rain pounding down. And I do think that some of the Druids even come here on midnight walks and sit up and look at Orion. Is the Longman Orion? We can speculate. He could be Balder, he could be Woden, he could even be human. But there are many representations, aren't there, or there were. Think of the Colossus at Rhodes, or Zeus, or Helios, I'm not sure which one. We like to draw pictures of ourselves, don't we? So I'm just going to show you what I'm walking on. Chalk downland. This area was under the sea once upon a time. There is flint here as well. I'm not sure what grade of flint. Got a feeling most flint was harvested from my side of the county. I'm going to look out for hares as well, because now that the corn is cut, we might be able to see the ears poking up. I should think they'll be throwing the leverets out of the nest soon. So there'll be lots of little baby hares looking for their way, finding their own part in the world. Excuse my heavy breathing. It's about 25 degrees. And I'm not as young as I used to be. Who lives in this hole? Little dormouse, a field mouse probably. So you can't actually walk to him. It is fenced off. The sign tells us there are ponies grazing, so keeping your dogs on leads. And here's the kissing gate. Paths and walks all the way around. To one side you have something called a dew pond, which is often got water in, and that's where the animals drink. And here we are. We'll go and have a look at the sign, and then we'll go and sit on that flat platform over there where my druids hold their ritual. So you can't see him as well close up. And when I turn around, you're going to see the view that the Longman has. But we'll look at him first. Okay. I'll read it to you because my hand probably isn't steady. The Longman of Wilmington, one of the greatest mysteries of the Sussex countryside. The Longman of Wilmington stands 70 metres high, which is 231 feet, and is equivalent to the height of almost 40 men. The earliest known reference to the Longman suggests the original figure was a marking in the grass rather than solid lines. During the Victorian period, the shape was marked with yellow bricks and more recently replaced with concrete blocks. The Longman is best viewed from a distance. Aerial photos show the true shape of the Longman is elongated though from the ground he assumes normal human proportions. For more information on the Longman, visit www.sussex, that's SUSSEX, past.co.uk. Help preserve the Longman and reduce soil erosion by remaining behind his boundary fence. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. And there he is. And he has two staves. Now we're not quite sure what they are. Is he opening the gates for you to walk through into another world or what? But let's turn around. I just want to tell you one more thing before we turn around. At the equinoxes, he shifts from summer. When the equinox arrives in 3 weeks, he will step into shade. He will be in shadow all winter until the spring equinox. And then at the spring equinox, there's some bikes passing, he steps back into the sun and summer. Let's turn around now and look at the views. We'll get a better view from the platform over there where those two white chalk lines are. So I'm going to walk up the path now. Let's take a couple of breaths in because we are going to the ceremonial area. And we can hear the crickets. There's lots of crows and kites, maybe even some buzzards. And sparrowhawks, the hunting birds. And here we are, where us druids hold our sacred circles and our open moots. That is the Weald of Sussex. Oh, let me lower it. You can't see what I'm talking about. That is the Weald, W-E-A-L-D, of Sussex. A fertile landscape. And you can see all the way up to the ridge of the Northern Downs. We are on the Southern Downs here. So our friend, the Longman, looks out. And you can see the shape. This hill, as we are standing on this platform, if you were at the top of the hill, you would be able to hear what I was saying. This is a natural amphitheatre. So I hope you've enjoyed this beautiful little walk. Now I know how easy the journey is. I shall bring my lyre to play for him next time. So watch out for another video in a few weeks before the weather gets bad. So I'm going to leave you now from the Longman. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed a little snapshot into the history of the British landscape.